Hello, we're here at the Music Hall at Fair Park. Dallas Summer Musicals cast members are joining us, Ethan LaFong and Elena Flores. And this morning, we're hoping to just get a little idea of how you got started in all of this. We'll start with Elena.
All right.
How'd you get started, Elena?
Well, let's see. I went to school for musical theater. I kind of discovered that I loved it late in high school, and then I auditioned for theaters, got into Ball State University in Indiana, and then I did shows all through school, and my senior year we had showcases. I had a showcase in Chicago, New York, and LA, and I got an agent offer from Chicago, and by the time I graduated I had a job at Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so then I moved to Chicago, and the rest is history.
That's great. Not everybody's that lucky to just be in the right place at the right time.
I was very, very lucky.
That's
yeah,
super.
definitely.
And Ethan, I understand you've been in a lot of different places.
I have. My career has started in Germany. I went to school at Shorter College to train as a classical voice performer. But things shifted when I auditioned for Miss Saigon in Germany, and that took me there for a while. I moved to New York, and I got the tour. And from the tour, I ended up somehow in London for a few years, and then moved back to the States to do some more shows, and now we are here with Mamma Mia in Dallas.
And so obviously neither one would do something differently, but are there other ways that people can get started in this field?
Absolutely. Yeah, I chose to go to school for it, but a lot of people end up not going to school, and at 18 they're like, I'm going to New York, and we have a couple of those on tour with us who didn't go to school, but worked really hard, and it just takes a lot of hard work.
It takes a lot, I think it takes a lot of hard work. If you have the passion for
little
passion,
talent mixed in
talent,
there.
Yes,
a little
true.
talent, and sometimes if you're in a reality show,
Right.
that will boot you up there, that'd be fine.
Right place, right time.
Yes.
I think.
Ethan, you're playing Pepper in this show, and Pepper almost steals the scene every time he's there.
Oh, thank you.
But you've got such an acrobatic energy that you carry on. It's exciting. How do you maintain that energy level?
I warm up. I go to the gym every day, and I stretch. You have to have I think, a young heart. Because I'm not that young.
Oh, no.
But very young spirit, free spirit, and, a cup of coffee before you start the show as well.
Well, you come on, Elena, with a lot of high energy at the very beginning of the show after something that's not really high energy. So do you all kind of build up backstage, or how do you do that?
We do. Actually, we have this process. I don't know how it began, but we've done it since the beginning. The overture that you hear in the audience, my Stephanie and I, who's the other friend who comes in with me, we always do a physical warm-up. We jump around and we're punching and all that stuff during the music to kind of get our blood flowing, because we realized right off the bat we have to punch into it, and it's full out, so it's like there's no going back. So yeah, we have this energy thing to build up, and then we can bust through and do the scene. Yeah.
Right. Well, it certainly works. Because
Thank
when you burst out on that stage, everything picks up and goes. And from then on, the show is just taking off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got to ask you, because I listened, being a dancer in the past, I understand, but someone behind me was going, how can those men dance in those flippers, those scuba flippers? All of you are moving around pretty agilely with those. Did it take a lot of work?
It did. I think the first day of rehearsals for the flippers, everybody was like, we were learning how to walk again, because we just have that extension of the flippers. But after a while, you learn just to move forward instead of on top of yourself. So
I'll tell you what, if I put on those flippers, I'd fall on my face. So
right, it's like putting heels on for the first day.
And you know that.
I can't do that.
I'm an actor. I gotta learn how to do it every way possible.
Well, I do have to ask you this, because this music does get the whole audience excited. And this show's been around for a while in New York and on tour. Do you find it difficult, because there was such a successful movie, do you find that the audience is expecting it to be the movie, or do you think they're just coming and getting excited, period?
I think our challenge is to make sure that we are completely, even though we have the Broadway company, the London company, and like 9 other companies around the world, we want to make sure that we have a unique stamp on ours.
Definitely.
I think so. If people have seen the movie, it would be a real treat for them to see it live and be present with us. But the challenge for us is to make sure it's fresh every night, and I think the audience helps as well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times they've never seen the movie, and they'll come see our show, and they'll go see the movie, or vice versa. And you know, we hope they leave the show with making sure that ours was the best.
Well, they definitely leave singing and moving and
Yeah.
Being very excited. The show is really uplifting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you all are of an age to have actually experienced the music when it was first popular.
No.
But how does that feel that you're kind of regenerating music from a generation you are not a part of?
I mean, it's pretty cool. Going along with the movie, you realize, you see like little girls, I mean, you know, 10-year-old girls in the front row singing every word. And if it weren't for the movie and the resurfacing of all this music, you know, to a totally different generation, we wouldn't be able to reach all these age ranges, you know? So it's very cool. I remember we were in Georgia, in Macon, Georgia, I believe. A couple of us were going to our car, and this little girl comes up to us, and she was like, I loved it. It was my favorite. I've been listening to ABBA since I was a little girl, and it was the cutest thing ever. It was my favorite moment of tour. It was so wonderful. So yeah, so it's really cool to be able to reach just all kinds of different people, different walks of life with, you know, ABBA. Pretty cool.
I think for me, last year actually in Fort Worth, this older woman came up to me, and she wanted to thank us for the show, because she said, you know, she loved ABBA back when, but she decided to tell us the story that she was going through cancer, and ABBA was, you know, it's one of her favorite band member shows, and Mamma Mia, and so she came up to me, she's like, thank you for giving me 10 more years of my life.
Aww.
You know, because she just found so much joy in the show, and I was like, thank you for telling me that, you know, because it's humbling for us to know that, you know, we're touching lives, making people laugh, and you know, adding a few more years for them to them. That's great.
So when you're on tour, you're not in any one place for very long, but do you get an opportunity to get out and see the city? Have you gotten to see anything around Dallas?
Yeah, yesterday we walked around, and I got to, because we're staying downtown, we're really close to where JFK, and so we went around the memorial and all that. That's really nice. But we do. A lot of people do take their time and go out and see the museums. I like to visit the local pubs after the show.
That's always the city.
It's always a great way to check out the city.
It depends how you want to spend your time, honestly. We have plenty of time during the day. Usually if we don't have rehearsal, we can go out and see whatever kind of part of the city you want to see. So it's really nice. We do end up having a lot of time for that, which is very nice.
Yeah. Sometimes we just sleep just to make sure we catch up for.
I would bet that whatever you do, you don't do early in the morning.
We sure
you
as
have
heck don't.
shows at night. Well, it's certainly been a wonderful experience to see this group perform Mamma Mia.
Thank you.
I know that there are different troupes that tour. This one's putting so much energy and so much talent and so much excitement into it that you could feel it in the audience. And I'm sure, as you mentioned, it kind of feeds back to you that
Oh, it does.
way.
Totally.
There was a young lady across the aisle from me tweeting during intermission, and she was saying, I need to be dancing in the aisle.
Oh.
So,
And we want them to. We
I know,
want, you know,
I know.
after the show, if you go see Mamma Mia, we
Dance in
invite
the aisle.
everyone to get up off their tushes and just dance with us when we start dancing at the end of the show. That's what Mamma Mia is about. It's celebrating life and dance and, you know, each other and fun music.
So everyone needs to come out and be a part of the excitement,
Yes.
the entertainment, the music, and the wonder of live theater right here in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Never know what's going to happen.
Thank you for bringing Mamma
Well,
Mia.
thank
Thank you
so
so much for
much.
having us.